This is Ed from Delta-Therm. Today I'm going to show you how to test a sensor. So if you think you have an issue with your sensor, this is all that's required to do that. First off is you would go to the end point of the cable that came with the sensor, just to make sure that we're just looking at the sensor and not any feed wire that's leading to it. It's a 6-conductor cable. This is our slab sensor. So there's a heating element inside there that's 100 ohms. If it was our roof and gutter sensor, there would be a heating element in there that would be 360 ohms. So in this case, I'm going to be looking for 100 ohms. So if I go across the black and blue wire, and this is all included with the installation instructions, and I take a resistance reading on it, I can tell if the sensor's good. And I'm reading almost 100 ohms there, which is close enough for me. Also included with the sensor is a little thermistor, and this is what actually detects the temperature. So wherever this is, that's the temperature that your device will be showing. A common device would be a DTC-24, and we'll go over that in another video. So the thermistor would be across the red and green wires. So depending on the temperature will depend on the reading you're going to get. So if it's, let's say, 75 degrees outside, you should get like 3,000 ohms. So make sure that your meter, if it's not an auto-ranging meter, is set to that scale. And if it's colder, as the temperature goes down, this resistance reading will go up. So let's say it's 40 degrees outside, you should be reading around 8,000 ohms. And again, make sure your meter is capable of reading in that range. First thing to do is put your probes together just to make sure your meter works. So in this case, I can tell I have continuity because I'm getting a reading. So if I go across the red and green wire, and I'm testing my sensor, I'm reading 3.7 ohms, in which I could translate that reading into the temperature inside this room. I don't know what that is. It's probably about 68 degrees. It's nice in here. And then you got two more wires. You got the orange and white. So if your sensor's dry and you go across the orange and white, you should just get an open circuit. The white wire is connected to one of the U-shaped clips. The orange wire is connected to the other U-shaped clip. So you should get an open circuit if there's nothing on the sensor surface. If you put water on there, you might get a reading, but it's going to be a garbage signal because the resistance of the water changes with what's ever in the water. So to test a sensor, dry your sensor surface off, make sure it's open. And at that point, at the end of this wire, take your orange wire and your white wire and twist them together. Now you should have a short circuit. So if I go across the clips and I go across two of these U-shaped clips, now I should get another short. And that tells me that the sensor is good and the wiring leading to the sensor is good. And that's how you test a sensor. Thanks.